So, The Last of Us Season 1 has ended. We've got an alternate ending revealed, but then perhaps the most bizarre element of all of this, the second game will be adapted over multiple seasons. Not the first one. No. Not the one not the one that was critically acclaimed and, beloved universally. Not that game. No. We'll give that just a quick, breezy, I think, what was it, 8, 9 episodes? Just one season. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gents. No. But the second game, multiple seasons. Goodness me. What a bizarre creative choice. Absolutely bizarre. I don't understand why creatives make these kind of choices. I mean, outside of what we all think, the reason being that they do this, the message, as it were, it doesn't make any sense. You'd think as a business, you'd look at it and go, well, what was the best game out of the two? What was universally loved out of the two? Oh, Season 1. The first game. We'll make that into multiple seasons. That second one, yeah, we'll adjust that ever so slightly, or I don't know. It doesn't. Odd choice. Odd choice, that's for sure. And I'm sure as well, just as an FYI, that a lot of people won't be. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people will be happy about this. It doesn't really make any sense to me, personally. But hey, let's dive right into it, ladies and gents. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. And this, FYI, this is coming from someone that enjoyed the first season. All in, anyway. It wasn't stand out every single episode. It peaked and it troughed, but as a show, I enjoyed it. Don't know why they want to do that with Season 2, though. Well, the second game, Part 2, across multiple seasons. Ridiculous. Got to get that paycheck, I guess. Right, anyway. So, we have... This goes into tiny, tiny little changes. Not a lot. There were changes that were done from the game. But, for all intents and purposes, Season 1 was The Last of Us, right? That was just what it was. However, the finale was going to be different. Craig Mazin, the showrunner, who also did Chernobyl, has revealed that the episode's close, so the finale, almost was very, very different. Not a drastic, completely different, but different enough anyway. So, the change itself, this is a quote, the change was really more something that Ali Abbasi, our director, had been playing around with. He had this thought of just playing out this slightly longer, sadder version where Ellie says, okay, and then she turns and walks away. And Joel looks after her. We see the two of them walking, not really together, but apart, down towards Jackson. It lingers and then fades. There was something beautiful about it. So, pretty much the same, but a little bit different. And then everyone asked him, everyone was like, what do we do? And there was that meta discussion of, are the people that played the game going to be more annoyed that they didn't get it just the way it's supposed to be? Or are they going to be more annoyed that they only got what they had before? And then, how will everybody else feel? In the end, there's something very specific about ending on that close-up of Ellie, not knowing what comes next, not knowing what she does. And then Neil Druckmann chimed in. And basically said, when they made the game, no one knew if there would be a sequel. I mean, you would have had You would have had some thought process, wouldn't you? So while The Last of Us Season 2 has been previously confirmed, he said it's not a cliffhanger, it's a proper ending, due to the fact it does line up with what we first saw back in 2013. Bizarre, just odd, really, really weird. But then they say this, so the duo went on to reiterate that their adaptation of The Last of Us Part 2 will take place over more than one season, though they declined to reveal whether it would be 2 or even 3. 3 seasons of the second game, and you only gave us 1 season of the first? Are you high? What are you doing? What a weird, weird choice. Super bizarre. So the sequel, incredibly divisive, of course, given one character's fate, but Druckmann did tease some more alterations. So this is the weird stuff. Look, if it was such a great game and you loved it so much, Neil, why are you going to change it? Anyway, so some of the stuff I'm most excited for in Part 2 are the changes we've discussed and seeing the story come to life again in this other version. And I think it's exciting because it leans into those feelings you had from the game really heavily in a new way. What? Where people were raging and really annoyed about the game. About the game. Oh, goodness me. I mean, look, I don't want to go into I don't want to reveal too much because loads of people have been watching this that haven't played the game. But so it's difficult to talk about it. But basically, one of the main characters dies in a really brutal way. And narratively speaking, it doesn't really make any sense because in the game, you are then forced to play as the murderer. So it doesn't really make a great deal of sense. You could change the narrative structure of that for a show, I guess. Tell a story differently. Tell the same story, but narratively play it out differently. So we're not forced to, do one and then one. Don't interweave so much, in terms of lead point of view character. But it's such a bloody weird choice. Weird ass choice. To just sit there and... the alternate ending, sure, who cares? That's just a bit poncy. But also, that goes into what we said before from Wednesday, Jenna Ortega. As she said that she had a real problem with multiple directors directing that show, Wednesday, on Netflix. And this is the same kind of principle here. Just one director, Ali Abbasi, was like, let's just change the ending. And everyone was like, oh, yeah, I guess. Let's talk about it. You just have one vision, one director. And this is why you have weird disjointed elements here and there within shows. Because you just have this free-for-all, it seems, on creativity. But, why? Why are you doing multiple seasons? Maybe even a maximum of 3 seasons just on The Last of Us Part 2, the second game. Are you joking me? Why would you do that? To me, here's what it is. They want to draw it out in show form to get more people to buy that game. I'll bet you anything. I'll bet you anything. I'll bet you anything, that's it. Otherwise, why? Why else would you do it? Why wouldn't you do it with multiple seasons of Part 1? Well, because it sold very well. Part 2, it's done fine, but not as great as Part 1. So, yeah, it looks like they want to milk it and get more people interested in buying that game. I bet you that's what it is. Leave your thoughts down below. That's real sleazy if that is the case. But yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Give the video a like and a share. I've missed the age. Take care.